Aloha, Rich Halverson here. This is ICS321, and in this video, I'm going to uh, work more on our final project. I'm going to show you how I did the add film API. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, so we are in final. Let's look at final project, and so I've added the last video I made. This is, I guess we're working. I guess this is video number 4, and the last one was deleting a film. So that's posted. So let's go to where I have my. Let's go to my website. Picture here. And because I've already logged in, we can see my final folder there. So I'm going in here, and today I'm going to cover the add film API. So let's go back to index here, and if we look at the API, actually, let's see, this doesn't tell us so much, but right now this is what it looks like. And so let's open up the file manager so we can see our code. It's okay, open that up. And in final, and let's open up the API. And let's open up the form. Okay, so and let's open up phpMyAdmin to take a look at the tables. When we add a film, we're going to want to see all of the entries going into all of the tables. So let's go to phpMyAdmin and open up our databases. Let's go to Sakila 2. And the first thing I'm going to do is delete all these view files. Remember, this is just a copy of the Sakila, so I'm going to these are all the junk, and let me sort by type. And all the views are at the top, and all I care about is the table. So let me just delete. And when selected, drop. Hope this works. I'm gonna don't do it. Okay. All right, now I just have the tables. And let's open up the film table. And let's see if there. It's auto increment. The ID is auto increment. So when we add a new table, we add a new record, or we add a new film, it's going to go at the end of the table. So let's look at the table again, and let's sort by first film ID, and it sorts it in regular order. Let's click on it again, and we see that it's sorted in reverse order. So the last film is shown at the top, and when I add another film, we should see that one at the top. Okay, so that's the film. And let's open up the other tables too. I'm gonna open this up in a new link. And these are my tables again. I'm gonna put them over here. So this is the film table. Let's see. I can access them over there. Okay, so this is the film table. The next one I want to open up is the film actor table. And then I want to open up the film category table and the film text table. Right. And so this is the film text. This is film actor. This is film, and this is film category. So let's sort this in upside down order. There we go. Sort this one film in upside down order. Okay, so right. And this one might as well sort this in upside down order also. Okay, so 1,000, film ID, 1,000, and the film ID is 1,000. Okay, so here we are. Add a film. Let's add a film. Title is going to be a new. Make it all caps because they're all caps. A new film for maybe whatever. Description is are there any old descriptions? Oh, okay, here's a bunch of them from somehow they got there. I'm just going to grab one of these. I'm going to say a new astounding, whatever that was. And the release year, oh, there's a 2006 there. I'm going to leave the language English. No language, original language ID, because you don't need to have one in there if it's something, or if it's just, if it's English, or if it's the same as the language ID. Duration, I guess, I don't know what these are, weeks, 7, whatever. A rate, whatever. Length, that's 50 minutes. This is back, this was back when we used to have to go to a store and rent DVDs, Blockbuster, and so on. I don't know what the replacement cost would be in case they don't bring it back. Let's set a different rating. Let's add some special features. And let's put it in the action category, and let's grab some actors. Okay. And let's do the Ajax version. And it builds this query string of name value pairs. And let's click OK. And this is what comes back. And we see that this is what the request looked like. We sent over the table, which was hidden. A function was hidden. We sent over a title, a description, a release year, language ID, rental duration, 699, 50, 11. So those all went over. Actor IDs, so category, regular commentaries, one category ID 1, and then all the actors here. The first one was the film went in. And then we inserted into the film category, we inserted the film ID number 1001. That's the film category, and then all these actors. 92, 118, so 92, 118, 145, and so on. They all got inserted in, and we see that, and then the final thing. Okay, so let's go to the tables, and here we have the film table. Let's refresh, and there we see 101. And we go over here, and we should see some 1001s here. Let's refresh. And lo and behold, there are our actors. There are our actors. And then over here, we should see category ID 1, because that's action films or whatever. And the title, remember that it's the triggers takes care of this. So let's refresh this, and there's the title. All right. So that's how you add. Let's go try to do a let's well, I guess we like it. The traditional form submit way works also. Let's take a look at the code. The form is simply this is the JSON, or this is the JavaScript used to create the query string. the name value pairs. This is the name value pairs. You know, you actually have to generate well, these are the name value pairs, and they go across when you this thing. See, we create this whole big string here, and so that's done. So here, query, and then if there's a title, we add on a title, a description, so on. And so this is here we grab the language ID out of the drop down. There's a drop down menu here. You see this language ID drop down menu. We got to that's treated differently than the text boxes. And these are just text boxes. Then here we've got the rating, which is a drop down, special features, which is select. This is a select, and this is a select. This is some fancy PHPs to make it so, you know, so these are the same, and the only thing that's different is the variable name. We can look and see exactly what that looks like here. Let's take a look at the, we're talking about like here. Let's take a look at the source, and we see that that's this is the language ID. These are okay. Here we have categories. This is the same. The category is the same as actors. The only thing that changes is like this. This. So I think it's the category ID, actor ID, special features, and rating. Rating. And so if we look over here, so this is what it looks like after the PHP executes and produces the final file that gets sent to the browser. So that's why we won't see any PHP here, because it's the PHP that's executed. So here, this is just an easy way to make, since all four of these are the same, pretty much the same thing, except for this is different. I created a sort of a template here to generate the text boxes, or what? No, these are for generating the query string. Here we're generating the query string. So so that's what that is. This is JavaScript to generate the query string. Okay, now down into the form, we have the add film. We are down here in the form. This selects the language. This selects the languages out of the language table. This also selects the languages out of the language table. This is the drop down for the original language ID. These are just text boxes. Here's and then these are options, you know, select options for these are just hard-coded in HTML. Here again, we select all the categories from the category table, and here we select all the actors from the actor table. And we just produce the option tags. In other words, we produce, you know, the option tags here. This is all the categories, and this is all the actors from the actors table. So that's how the form is generated. And there isn't really anything, once you click the Ajax request, then it creates that whole big query string, sends that in the URL to your server, to your API, and the API. Let's look at the API now. It will. This is the request packet that comes in. These are the name value pairs. What the value of this is the name of the table. The value of this is the name of the function, which in this case is going to be add. The value for this is going to be the list of actor IDs. This is the list of category IDs, although there's only one category in all of these right now. This is going to be the text box that had the description. This is going to be the film ID, which is this is add. So so there isn't going to be a film ID that comes over, because the add function does not accept a film ID. It actually generates a film ID. So this doesn't need to be there. I'm going to comment this out to make sure that I'm right. So anyway, this all comes in and the release here, and this is just a fancy way of making sure that if there is a request, then look at it. But if you don't have, but if you actually try to access this and it's not there, then you'll get a warning saying you're trying to access an element out of an array that doesn't exist. Like a checkbox, for example, we'll see in the next one, where if you check the checkbox, then the array element exists. But if you don't check the checkbox, nothing gets sent to the server, so the server doesn't even know that there was a checkbox there to begin with. So anyway, and then of course you can turn your warnings off, and you wouldn't need that, but it's always a good idea to try to follow the syntax rules as best you can. All right, so it comes in, the function, makes sure the function is set to add, makes sure the table is set to film. And then here we, these add slashes, this is in case there's an apostrophe or a hyphen, a single quote in the data, because a single quote is used to, separate it. So add slashes takes care of that. It's a PHP function. We're going to insert into the film table all of this. Now, it turns out that original ID can come back as a nothing. If it comes back as a nothing and you try to insert it, you're going to get an error, because the database is expecting, if the field comes in, it's expecting a number, and if a blank field coming anyway. So so this checks to make sure that there is a language ID. If there's not a language ID, then it doesn't include it. See, if there is a language ID, then it includes it in the inserts. But if there's no language ID, then it doesn't include it in the inserts. So that's how you take care of the error that you may get, depending on the constraints of your table, which I got the error. Anyway, so that takes care of that. This does that insert, completes that insert. Now we have to insert into the film category table the new film ID. Okay, once we do this insert and we execute it, we quickly grab back what the new film ID is. That's what this does. This grab, send me back the last auto increment value that you just calculated, and that would be the film ID. So this is the new film ID, and so this came back 1001, because that's the next one, film. And so then that 1001 is used to insert into into film category, you want to connect category 1 to this new film ID 1001. And then for all the actors that came along, we look here, we see that the actors came across as a list of these actor IDs. And that's how the string was built. And that's in the JavaScript of this. That's back up here in this JavaScript. This is the form. The JavaScript, it builds the actor ID. It's an array that then you join the values in the array, separating each element by a comma. You know, some of this JavaScript I don't really completely understand myself. I just ask Google, and Google AI figures out what I'm asking and gives me this code and put it in, and whoa, it works. Great. But anyway, that's basically what it does. It takes a list or an array of numbers and collapses it into a single list, separating each number by collapse it into a single string, separating each array element by a comma. Right. So anyway, we were looking at the API. So this explodes that string back into a list of actor IDs, a list of actor IDs. This goes through each one of them, calling each one of them act ID, and we insert that into the film actor table with this new with the 1001 here, and that's what this does. This is a loop that takes care of that. Each time we execute the loop, we save the SQL statement and say how many rows were affected. That's why when you see here, you see this SQL used, come back, and these are all the insert statements. It's a good idea to see that for debug purposes. Of course, if it's a production thing, you don't need to do that at all. You're just taking up space. But right now, you want to see everything, and we'll see. We do this also with the update, the next one. All right, so so that does it, and you know, it's possible that there's some errors here. That's what these if statements check at the top. So that pretty much takes care of the add API, the add film API, and so next video will be on the update. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.